What is up, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of the D-Pad Connect podcast. As always, what you were doing something?
Oh, no, I was just waving to the audience.
Oh, you were waving to the audience.
Yeah, that was a very casual wave.
I thought you were doing finger guns for a moment.
Oh no. No.
Put lasers coming out of your hands.
Yeah.
But anywho, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of the D-Pad Connect podcast. As always, I'm your host, George, alongside my co-host, who is pretty much my co-host now, Brandon Brandosian, the Pokemon Master, Brandon the Great, Brandon the Wise, Brandon the Eater of Worlds, Brandon the... I don't know, we can keep going. I'll keep coming up with crazy names next time.
The man of many words, or many names.
Many names. There we go. Well, it reminds me of some Loki spoilers, but we'll get to that later at the end.
Oh, yeah.
But, Brandon, say what's up to the peoples.
What's up to the peoples?
There you go. Thank you so much for taking me literally. But, guys, for those of you guys watching on YouTube or listening to us on Anchor, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, we want to apologize. This week's episode was a bit delayed due to some not issues, but just some things out of our hands. First off, I was a little bit out of town, so I couldn't really record. Yeah. I was in the middle of a bunch of meetings and services and stuff. And Brandon, you did a great job of trying to create an episode, and then we had some issues, and everything just kind of broke down. So, welcome to a very special episode of the non-impromptu D-Pad Connect podcast on a random day.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that sums it up, right?
Pretty much.
But nonetheless, guys, as always, you can always find this once again on anchor.fm, not .com, or the Spotify.
Oh, there's a pie. I spotted it.
There you go, Spotify. Sounds like a dating app for people that like pies. Spotify. But you can find us on Spotify, where you can like our podcast channel, and you can also find us on Google Podcasts by simply searching D-Pad Connect. And of course, you can always watch this video on youtube.com, where we suggest, we implore, we ask you guys to please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let somebody know that there is a bunch of random weirdos that make videos about random nerdy subjects and have fun.
Yes.
Look at the smile.
We do enjoy fun.
Yeah, we do enjoy fun. So, guys, thank you so much once again. And I think it's the last one is our Facebook group, right? You can always join us there by simply, once again, no surprise, D-Pad Connect. You can find us there. So, we have a very interesting episode for you guys today. We're actually pretty happy to talk about these subjects today, especially because we've had extra days to think about it. But we're going to always open up, as always, with what
It is all good, bro.
What have we been watching, playing, or reading? That is our first subject for today, and we will also be talking about the Dead Space remake coming out, which I'm super excited for.
Yep.
And Brandon will be giving us his thoughts on Pokemon Unite, which seems to be killing the market right now, Brandon. It seems to be a really good game.
It really is.
All right, don't jump ahead. Don't jump ahead.
No,
Spoilers. And last, we're going to talk about our final thoughts on the Loki series, Season 1, which has been confirmed to have a Season 2. And we're super excited to talk about it because Brandon is finally a part of the MCU family fully. Yes, he is. In like a matter of 1 week, he's become a family member of this illustrious group. So, Brandon, before we get into what have we been watching, playing, or reading, I want to let you know that I finally changed my background. I am no longer in jail, but simply because I've broken out of it. As you can see, I've shot my way out of jail, but I'm being chased by human necromorphs who have come back to life to try to stab me with their stabby things.
That's a lot of necromorphs.
Yes, this is my friend Isaac. I'm currently floating in space podcasting to you while he's busy taking care of business back there. But I hope he's okay. He's a very nice guy. And yeah, we were cellmates on the Ishimura. And where I went to after, as you guys know, I tried to deface public property by taking the Master Sword, and I got arrested. So
yep,
this is where they sent me. But as always, pew pew, I shot my way out. And Brandon, for you, I can see you have a bunch of friends with you on your rooftop that you're floating magically in front of.
Yes, they actually hired me to take that photo, so that's all I did. I'm not a part of the group.
Hey, random guy, take this picture.
It's like when you ask the waiter or a random person, "Hey, can you take a group photo of us?" It's like, great.
Yeah, you know, what you should do is I think you should take Donald Duck's phone and run away with it when he gives it to you to take the picture.
Yep.
He won't do much because he doesn't do much in the game anyway besides not heal you.
That's true. That's very true.
Oh, what an ongoing joke the Kingdom Hearts community has with that one.
Oh, yes.
All right, Beans. Well, let's talk about it. Beans, what have you been watching, reading, or playing? And I'm pretty sure I know one of the things you've been playing because you're going to talk about it today, but
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
So, I guess I'll start with watching. Of course, the MCU shows. I finally caught up with all the... well, I guess there's only 3 at the moment. WandaVision, Loki, and Falcon and Winter. Great shows. Amazing shows. It kind of makes me wonder if they'll... or I guess if there's other potential shows coming out in the future. Like, one that I've been thinking of was... at the end of Endgame, Thor went with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I think it would be kind of cool to see some sort of series with them where they go on adventures and stuff and travel in the ship and see what they do at the end of Endgame. I think that would be pretty cool to watch. And
I agree. That would be pretty cool to see what their escapades are. I think we were talking about it a little bit today, right after service. But
yeah.
I was telling Nate that our buddy Nate, who's a part of D-Pad Connect, shout out to Nate. But we were having a conversation because he kind of said the same thing you did, and they have confirmed that they are going to talk a little bit about what Thor's doing with the Guardians in his last movie, which is Love and Thunder.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, Guardians 3, which is being filmed, hasn't started filming yet, but Love and Thunder has filmed already. I think it's going to have that actual adventure itself within it. So while Love and Thunder gives you like a glimpse of it, I think the Guardians movie will have what's actually happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool if that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've been watching those, and I hate to be this guy because I'm partially to blame for these shows or these episodes still being made, but I've been catching up on Flash, and it's on the CW. I'm just gonna jump off this roof.
Yeah, I would recommend you do that.
No.
Listen, before you keep going, I saw a glimpse of the episode you tagged us in. What is going on?
I have no clue. If people haven't seen it yet, I won't say the whole thing, but they basically the Flash and Reverse Flash and Godspeed have a lightsaber battle. It looks like. And they literally do have the same choreography as if they were in Star Wars. It's kind of cringy, but apparently that is an ability that the Flash did have in the comics. So I guess it's not too far-fetched, but at the same time, it's still like what is going on with the show?
So educate me a bit because I know I'm the big comic book guy, but I've never seen that. I know he can throw thunderbolts if he puts his mind to it, but I've never seen him actually have a lightning sword. Yeah,
honestly, I'm not sure. Like all the comments on the video were just saying like, a lot of people were asking like, what the heck is going on with the show? Why are they in Star Wars all of a sudden? And the replies were a lot of the replies were saying like, that apparently that was one of the abilities he could do. I don't think he did it too much, but it was something that he was able to do at some point, I guess. I guess he learned it from Reverse Flash, but
I will be researching that one fully.
Please do. I probably should have done that after I saw that episode, but I was too flabbergasted after that.
No, you're fine. I think me be like, just to clarify real quick, I mainly read Batman and like Justice League whenever it comes to catching up on my comic book reading.
Yeah.
And I mainly wait for graphic novels. I don't really buy any single comics anymore because I'm a dad and have bills to pay. But
Yeah.
and that'll take. I have no space for like a box of single comics anymore. But yeah, Flash has always been one of my one of my kind of go-to characters that I like hearing about, not reading, but hearing about.
Yeah.
And yeah, to have seen that, the show has already jumped the shark in my opinion a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
I think the best season they had was the last good season they had was when they fought Zoom.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I thought Zoom was really good just because of the fact that he literally dragged his body all over the city when he like incapacitated him. But other than that, yeah, no, it's the same thing as Arrow. I think Arrow season 4 was the last good season they had.
Yeah, and then 5 was like the kind of the weak main villain, the weakest main villain.
Who was it?
It was I forget the name. It's something Black or Black something. But he's sort of like a magic dude.
Yes, that was Damian Black. He was in season 3, I think.
Oh, that was
season
3. Oh, was it 3? I forget.
Because it was. Now we're getting nerdy. The first season was Malcolm Merlin. Yep. Second season was Deathstroke.
Yep.
And third season came out, and it was that guy, that Damien guy, and nobody liked it.
Yeah.
And then season 4 was Prometheus, who was actually
oh, that's right.
yeah, he's a pretty big villain against Green Arrow, and he's actually pretty good, and that was a good season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was it for me.
Yeah.
No.
And I did end up finally finishing the last season of Arrow, which yeah, it ended good, I guess. It ended kind of weird with some questions that still need to be answered, but I guess those will be answered in future CW episodes of Flash and all the other ones like what's the other one with Captain Cold and like everyone on the ship and Black Widow, part of Black Widow. Just said Black Widow.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow, yeah. And
yeah, that's another show that only does well because it has nothing to do with anything comic book related. It just has a bunch of characters together.
Yeah, just going back to random time zones and dressing up in different costumes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So out of all of them, I think The Flash was the more promising one. I think Superman and Lois is out now, which I think should be all right because it's their own take.
Yeah.
But
I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna bother, man. I gave up a long time ago on those CW shows.
Yeah,
such a long time ago.
Because even the dialogue is getting so predictable at this point. It's not even funny how accurate you can be when you like try to figure out the next line because it's always on the basis of I know you would never do this, and then they're like, but how do you know? And then of course you probably guess because it's you. It's like they always say that roughly that same line every single time. It's,
you know what we should do, Brandon, one day? We should take a scene of The Flash and like remix it with our own voiceover and post it up on our YouTube channel just to mess around with it and just have random stuff. Just like, what is 2 + 2? 5. You wouldn't do this. Just random stuff.
Let's make it sound dramatic.
And gasp. Oh man! All right, now my brain's getting fried now from all that CW talk. Yep. Those shows, man, they are horrible.
Yeah, they're not getting good anymore.
No, not at all. Not at all. They were very promising, like I said, but I think HBO Max needs to just take over those properties and just kind of make a more adult show,
right? Exactly.
Where they're able to do a lot more stuff. So. Yeah. So, what have you? Well, reading. I know you usually tell me nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
But gaming. What have you been playing?
Still more Assassin's Creed. I haven't really gone back to Dragon Age in a bit, but I know I will at some point. And of course, Pokemon Unite, and I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, and I guess my main business shiny hunting. That's always going to be on my list.
Yeah, you're a consistent, provider of a lot of shiny hunting stories. So I'm glad you're still doing your thing. Well, you got a shiny Dialga the other day, right?
I did. Yeah, there's a event going on in Pokemon Go right now.
Which, by the way, that Dialga looked like when somebody opens up their front camera by mistake to take a picture, and it's their front camera. That's what he looked like when you said it to me. I was laughing.
Yeah, that's so
That was
true.
hilarious. He's like, no neck, just like, I'm not doing a good job of doing that, though. I have a neck, guys. I have a neck. Oh man. Well, that's good to hear, man. Good to hear that you're enjoying yourself somehow, some way,
Yep.
For me, not much this week that I've been playing, but before I left, I picked up Skyward Sword, which I'm playing, definitely playing through. I'm gonna keep going at it this week. But let me tell you, motion controls were created by the pits of hell.
Yeah.
There should be no reason that, and I have Joy-Cons to model exactly what I'm gonna do right now. Guys, these are the Zelda Joy-Cons, which are beautiful in my opinion.
They really are, honestly.
So to sit here like this, right, and go. And then Brandon, stop making me laugh. And then go. I hate you, shield. And then yeah. And then not have the ability to move the camera if you don't play this way. Because Nintendo thought it would be a great idea to put the camera control that they finally added to the game. Which, by the way, guys, if you guys hear noise, I'm sorry. I'm just putting my Joy-Cons away here. My sheath. I'm sheathing my sword and my shield here.
Yep.
But to have the camera button mapped to the same control that you would use if you don't want to play motion control mode, which would be the right analog stick, and then not to be able to move the camera with that because it moves your sword, then have to hold L as you run around and then do that to move the camera around you, or hit L, is it ZL or ZL,
Yeah.
as the button that refocuses the camera behind you, and have to do that every 2 seconds. They can go kick rocks. They can kick a massive boulder down a hill forever because of what they did to Skyward Sword. Whoever thought it would be a great idea for precision controls when it came to Skyward Sword, I'm very sorry. You need to go kick rocks for eternity because the motion controls are no longer it. They should have been able to make this game. And it's one of the slower Zelda games, for my opinion, not in story but in combat, because you have to. I explained it to somebody that I know like this. I was like, think about it. You run up to a goblin, you're about to fight him, and think about if somebody just randomly started doing this because you're trying to hit their face, and they start voguing. You can't hit me.
Yeah. Yep.
Can't hit me. Oh, no, you gotta go this way. Oh, no, psych. Can't hit me.
Yep.
And then Madonna comes out of nowhere and just starts voguing. This
Even
way.
faster.
Yeah. So that's literally the whole game. When you fight people, it's all about every boss battle is method and every sword battle is methods, and I get it. They were trying to be very precise, but let me tell you something. I'm enjoying the story. Is very intriguing because it's one of the, as always, I always say this, but one of the Zelda games I didn't beat. So it being the original, like the very first game in the timeline of Zelda, which is what describes how the Master Sword was created, how everything was created. It's one of those games that I'm still going to play and beat, and I'm still going to enjoy for the story, but I'm not enjoying the combat. It takes a little bit of adjusting, and me not having played for a few days, I'm dreading going back to remembering those buttons, because there's a lot of stuff that I do. Like sometimes I'll try to move the camera and my sword will whip out and just hit something, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So, nonetheless, I'm still playing that. That's pretty much all I've been playing. What I am looking forward to trying once I get on my PS5 is Shadow of the Tomb Raider has been updated for the next gen consoles.
Oh.
So I'm looking forward to actually playing that because I never beat that one. I beat the other two, but I never beat that one. And I want to see what it looks like on the newer consoles. So that's all I have for playing. As far as reading, nothing. I'm trying to look to see if I buy some graphic novels around my birthday. See if I buy anything that I'm interested in reading. And as far as watching, I've been watching the Harley Quinn show, which is hilarious to me. I'm finally finishing up season 2. It's hilarious. Adult content, so please beware, viewer. If you have kids, it's not a kid show. So make sure you watch that on your own. It is adult based. There is swearing. There not nudity, but there is swearing and like references to other stuff. But for the most part, it is a funny show to me. It's just funny to me. It's hilarious, the humor. And it's funny to see certain characters that are more serious than others break out of that shell in this show because it's very comedy based. So and then I finished Loki, and then we're gonna get to that. So that's pretty much it for me, man. So let's move on to the game I have stories for days on. EA Play, the only thing that mattered to me was that they announced this, and they did. And Dead Space, the very first game in this series, is getting a full makeover remake. I was just watching a developer diary before we started podcasting, Brandon, and he literally said, he's like, no, we're remaking everything from the ground up in this new engine. So for those of you guys, Brandon's going to throw up the teaser trailer here, little pieces of it, so that you guys can see what it looks like. It's just a very brief teaser trailer. It's nothing crazy, but it reminds me why I fell in love with the game. So I got Dead Space 1 and 2 when they were like $7, because the game, I didn't get next gen. At that point, it was PS3, so I didn't get a PS3 until way later in the game. And at that point, Dead Space had been out for like a few years. And Dead Space 2 had been out for a while. I think Dead Space 3 was on the verge of being announced, but it hadn't come out yet. So I beat both of those. But when I first bought Dead Space 1, I think I beat that within a week, and I went right to buy Dead Space 2 because of how much I enjoyed Dead Space 1. And Dead Space 1, you play as Isaac Clarke, and you are an engineer going to the Ishimura, and you think everything's going to be happy-go-lucky. You're just going to fix some stuff. And then what happens, what's in the background of my video right now is what happens. So, let me tell you that this game has given me the best jump scares that I think I've ever experienced. When you think you are safe is when you're least safe. Now, I will tell you something that happened to me so that you can laugh, Brandon. So, there was one time where I was walking down a corridor, and these necromorphs are known. Not Norn. I don't know what Norn is, but known. You would think I'm from like somewhere, Saskatchewan, Norn. I don't know. I sound like a Skyrim character now. So anyhow, you would think that these necromorphs would be normal bad guys that just pop out of a corridor or pop up out of nowhere. No, they do. So in this specific case, I was walking down the hallway and some steam blew out a vent in front of me, so that you can see these vents. They're literally right in front of you as you're walking, and it blew out the vent. And when it blew out the vent, I'm like, oh man, there's something coming. All right, let me get ready. So I'm aiming forward. All right. Now, what I didn't notice was that before I had got into that vent, there was one that was already open behind me. Before I even got into the hallway.
Oh, jeez.
So as I'm sitting there aiming at this vent that just opened, all I see is, ha! And this darn necromorph stabbed the bejesus out of me. And I had to run because I was low on health. So I'm running around the corner trying to get my plasma cutter, which is what you see in the background here. That's a plasma cutter for Isaac's weapon. That's like his main weapon. And it's one of the go-tos. And I'm trying to get this plasma cutter out to take him out. And this dude did so much damage to me that I think I had to run around in a circle. And they kind of run sometimes, but most of the time they're just kind of intimidating, and they just stand above you like praying mantis position, like with their with little claws. And they try to run at you, or they'll slowly like kind of like jitter and walk toward you. And I think that is up there with one of the best jump scares I've ever seen, because BioShock has another one that's like that, where you walk into a bathroom and you see the silhouette as a shadow of somebody in one of the stalls, but when you go there, he's not there. But then when you turn around, he's standing right in front of you.
Oh my god.
Like literally, as you turn the camera, he's like, boom, right there. And I have a wrench in that game, so I was just like...
just beating him down.
Yeah, that's all you heard as soon as I turned around. He's bing, bing, bing. Like I'm just beating him with the wrench.
Oh my god!
But Dead Space, I'm super excited for the game. I cannot wait to get an announced date. I highly doubt it's going to be next year, or it'll probably be next year, not this year.
Yeah,
for the most part. Yeah, because if it was this year, they would have definitely hinted at it. Mm-hmm. But it's being remade from the ground up, so I expect that to take a year or two. And I can't wait to play it. I love horror games for some reason, like specific horror games, not all of them. It has to be the ones where it's survival, but you get to fight back. I have to have the feeling that I'm fighting back, like Resident Evil or Dead Space. And Evil Within. Evil Within is another good one. But all of these games, you start off so underpowered, but Dead Space is a game that made you feel like you were always fighting for your life. Yeah. Till the very end, I was being chased by crazy looking monsters. The death scenes, if you don't react to the QuickTime events that sometimes happen during one of those moments where like they jump on you or they drag you around, they're brutal. Yeah. Let me tell you, look those up, Brandon. Don't even put them up here because it's going to be brutal. But
he's going to be demonetized.
Yes, I don't need to be demonetized. Look it up, guys. Look up Dead Space deaths or whatever. You know, like how they have the compilation videos. But they are brutal. And it's also known for having, which isn't a spoiler at this point, it's in the first game, but it's also known for having one of the more not scary, but one of the more intense moments where, if I'm not mistaken, it's one or two, but there in this series there is a moment where you have to actually bring a needle down into your eye, and it has to go right into the iris of your eye, and if you miss anywhere other than the iris, it just goes right into your head and kills you. Yep. And
I remember that scene.
Yeah, you remember that scene? Yeah, no, it's nuts. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how the necromorphs look in this new engine and next gen. I'm looking forward to see what they do with 3D audio, so I can't wait to hear all that.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine it's going to be great. And I just can't wait. So that was the only thing from EA Play I was looking forward to. They delivered. I'm good. And now we can move on to Pokemon Unite.
Well, actually, I got a quick question. Or yes. Not really a question, I guess a statement. You finished Resident Evil Village, right?
Yes.
So I haven't played it yet, but I just finally broke down and watched like someone's playthrough of it.
Yep.
Can I just say that freaking baby fetus scene that frightened the heck out of me. I was horrified when I saw that. And my god.
Let me tell you how it happened to me, so now that we can talk about it. So spoilers for people that haven't played Resident Evil Village. There is a and I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to get out of here. 2 seconds are up. So Resident Evil Village has a house called House Benevento, and it is a very it's a mental house. So not a mental house in the sense of like a mental asylum. It's every house kind of has their theme. So the first house you go to is House Dimitrescu, which is Lady D, as everybody knows. Yeah. And that one is like the one that they really show you in trailers and stuff because it's horrifying to which you saw the videos, Brandon. Yep. It's intense when you feel like you hear her walking into a room and you're like, and she says something slick, and you're like, oh man, I gotta run around this table and try to get you out of the way, or before you can pull out your Freddy Krueger claws. Yep. So that was always intense, especially because you just never knew when she would pop up. The music would just get intense. Yeah. But in this one, for the most part, when you're in this house, it's just one house. And you have to go to a basement, you have to go to this, to that, and it's psychological horror is what it is. So it's like one of those things where like, oh, I thought I saw something. Oh no, it's nothing. Yeah. Psychological horror. So when you get in there and that baby, you have a feeling something's there, but you don't know what it is. You just hear a loud crash because when it's in the area, you hear a loud crash. and you're like, oh, something fell in the house upstairs. So when you go upstairs, you think you're gonna fight something, but you never fight in that place. You just never fight anything.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there, you're walking around, and you hear the goo goo gaga, or the giggling or the crying, and you're like, oh, what is that? And then you finally look through the shadows because it's dark in there, as you saw, Brandon.
Yeah.
And you see this weird fetus coming after you.
Oh my god! Giant fetus.
That was horrifying.
Yes. Not even playing it, just seeing it is horrifying.
No, and the thing is, no, you don't have any weapons, so there's no sense of security. They strip you of your weapons. It was that and Lady Dimitrescu's house are my favorite. Those are my favorite two houses. I think those are the only ones that are really scary, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Even though I would say the last house, which is house... I forget the guy's name. He's the guy with the hat. Heisenberg's house, yeah. His house had some pretty good scares and enemies. And if you saw that, Brandon, then yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But I'll leave it at that. I don't want to spoil anything else for anybody. But yeah, that fetus scene, yeah, that was rough. It was crazy because you don't expect it, but it's like,
yeah, it was.
It's like I got to run around in circles and dodge this thing before he tries to eat me.
Yep. Oh my.
Yeah. So that is that. Good question. And I guess right now to Elite. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I'm glad you did. That game, that's one of my favorite games of the year also. But it's definitely, it gets you. It can get you. Mm-hmm. All right. So, Brandon, you have been playing Pokemon Unite. I have read the reports that Pokemon Unite is actually good.
Yep.
Talk to me, brother.
So, it's like I said in the first episode I brought it up. I thought it was going to be like League of Legends and well, at first I did say Quidditch, but it's actually I guess more like basketball in a way, because basically when every round starts, you have like random wild Pokemon around your area, and you can defeat them to get some experience. And if you're a Pokemon that doesn't evolve, then it's mainly just about leveling up to get stronger moves. But if you're a Pokemon that does evolve, like Charmander, for example, you have to just keep battling. It's best to keep battling the wild Pokemon until you keep evolving from Charmander to Charmeleon, then Charmeleon to Charizard.
So wait a minute. So you don't have to go into Team 5v5 to go train?
No, you do. Because after every round, or when every round starts, you always start as the pre-evolution, if there is one.
Oh, gotcha. So it's like one of those things where the only way you get stronger is on the way to the goal. You fight these other little things, other little Pokemon around. Okay.
Yeah. So for evolution Pokemon, it's best to just fight every wild Pokemon you see. And, if another enemy player comes, try to defend yourself. But if you can't, just run away. But
gotcha.
Basically, all the wild Pokemon and the enemy players will give you points, and I think at a certain level you can get up to a max of 30 points, and you have to go to each of their zones to basically dunk the points into the hoop. And
gotcha.
Once the points, it usually starts at 80 for each zone. So if you get the max of 30, you dunk it, you take it down to 50. So once that's gone, their zone is gone. Well, that one specific area is gone. But then they have.
So Brandon, do they actually dunk? Because that'll be impressive.
They actually do, yeah. Well, some of them do. Like I know Lucario does. Charizard actually does too. He jumps up and uses his wing to slam it in.
Nice.
And Venusaur uses his vines to
Yeah. So is there a basketball hoop or is it just like a hoop?
Yeah, it's just like basically a ring that's floating in the air above the zone. And yeah, pretty much it's pretty competitive in a way. I kind of wish a couple things. I kind of wish they had like a offline mode so you could play with NPCs if you wanted to kind of practice. But they don't have that, at least not yet. I don't know if they will put that in. And the other thing, and the more important thing, I wish they gave you more coins. Basically, you need these coins to buy different Pokemon to use in battle. Some of them they give you from rewards, like the daily logins and stuff, and challenges. And they give you coins from certain challenges too. But I wish they would increase the amount of coins you win per round, because I think if you win, it's usually, I think it's 40 coins, and if you get the MVP when you're the winner, you get 50, I think. The problem though is that the minimum cost for Pokemon is 6,000. So with only winning 50 at a time, and then some coins from the challenges, you're not going to be spending too much time grinding up on coins unless you just cave in and buy the packs or whatever.
So, Brandon, question for you. So, what's the most expensive Pokemon to buy?
I think the most is 10,000. There's a few of them. I know one was Lucario. I actually grinded up and got Lucario. Mm-hmm. It's Lucario, I believe Absol. And there's a couple more, but those are the main ones that cost the most anyway.
Gotcha. Okay. And, I'm surprised Absol is one of them.
Yeah, because apparently he's pretty good. Maybe Absol could be 8,000. I could be wrong, but I know it's up there, pretty expensive. And gotcha. you can of course buy costumes for certain ones. Not everything has a costume though, unfortunately. So maybe they'll put more in down the line. But everyone's loving the game so far. I sort of took a break from it for I think about a day maybe. I don't know, just because you can only play so much and then kind of get tired of it and give yourself a break from it.
Yeah.
So it is a fun game though, especially because it's free. That's the most important part.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect them to try to charge for something like that, especially with the backlash that it got the first time it was announced.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's like the other free game that they gave out, that Pokemon.
Quest.
Yes.
Yeah, like the cubes or whatever.
Yeah, I actually like that one.
Yeah, it was good. The problem that they had with it is they introduced the next generations way too late for anyone to be interested anymore.
Oh, really? I didn't even know they had next generation in there.
Oh yeah, it took them I think maybe a year and a half after the game was out to start putting in the next generation in there. Mm-hmm. So it was just kind of grinding up on the same Gen 1 Pokemon. But by that point, everyone had stopped playing it.
Gotcha. All right. So any final thoughts on Pokemon Unite?
It's definitely worth a try, especially like I said, because it's free, and it's really easy to pick up on the controls and what you're supposed to do in the rounds. Mm-hmm. Then of course you sometimes do end up fighting a team of players that don't know what to do, so you kind of destroy them of 800 to 14. It's happened a few times actually. So
wow.
Even after a week of the game being out, it still kind of happens every now and then.
Gotcha.
But but like I said, it's a really simple. The rules and controls are simple to pick up.
Yeah. Good. Well, good to know, man. I mean, I might give it a try if I ever get stop motion controlling.
Yeah.
All right, Beans. Well, our final topic of the day today is Loki. Loki. What are we gonna do? You said something before we started.
We're gonna low key talk about Loki.
Very good.
And there'll be text that pop up here.
Yeah. I can't snap with this finger because I'm all messed up on that one, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, as the Marvel expert that I am, psych, I'm just kidding. I'm really not a full expert here, guys. I just love Marvel and I read a few things here and there, and I've been studying them for a while, but I wouldn't say I know everything in the world. But we finally got to see the season finale. I want to tell you that I love Crocodile Loki. I think he's actually pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
He bit the hand and bit the crap out of a bunch of people.
Yep.
Which I thought was hilarious. And I love Kid Loki. I love classic Loki. And I actually just loved that series. That's definitely up there for me with WandaVision.
Yeah.
But my final thoughts are that spoilers, and I'm going to give everybody some time here. And we're going to put the Jeopardy clock here.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking.
All right, we are done. So, if you are still here, that means you finished Loki and you do not care about talking about it, or that we're talking about it. So, we saw He Who Remains. We saw Jonathan Majors, who is playing Kang in the Quantumania, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which is a movie coming out later on in the MCU movie slots, or lineup, excuse me. And I was super excited to see him. I think he did a really good job. I think what is interesting is the aftermath of everything, which is we have a multiverse.
Yep.
Whee! I don't know why I decided to go wee, but and do spirit fingers over here, you know. But we definitely have a multiverse, and that explains a lot, especially with all the movies that are coming out and get ready to come out. So we have Spider-Man, which is rumored to have different villains, different Spider-Man, which we're hoping is true. We're hoping it's a nice little surprise.
That'd be awesome.
And we are also there's also rumors that we are well, not rumors, this is true. We're gonna see Doctor Strange and Wanda, Scarlet Witch. It's called Multiverse of Madness, so there we go. And then we also have the Eternals, who have not been active until now, but it goes to show you that that movie is coming out after this multiverse stuff happened. So it could have been the multiverse that got them to wake up and actually do something. So, with that being said, Brandon, what are your thoughts on the whole series? And I'll get into mine after, but talk to me.
The whole series was honestly really great. And it kind of showed Loki in a more, because we've only seen Loki as the devious one, the bad guy. But in this one we get to see more about him, and that he has a side that he didn't even know he had. And I don't want to get into too many spoilers, or are we spoiler free at this point?
No, you're good. We gave people spoiler free warning.
Oh, to get out.
Yeah, we're definitely. You better beep beep. You better shoot.
Well, yeah.
Talk about it.
Well, it was great to see like the female Loki. What's her face? I totally forgot her name. Sylvie. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great to see her. Her character was pretty hilarious actually at times.
Yes, she was.
And she was pretty sick with her moves and her fighting.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing how she can enchant people.
Yep.
I also enjoyed seeing how her and Loki. So it was kind of like Loki kissing Loki, which is kind of funny to me.
Yep.
So we had that scene, right, and then we had Mobius, who I thought was a great character as well. I really thought the whole show was well made. I'm not a big fan of Ravonna, the lady that ran the TVA.
Oh yeah, me neither.
Yeah, no, she played a good villain, so I have to say I didn't like her at all. She played a really good villain though, which is why I don't like her. So to me, it was one of those things that I think they just did a really good job with it. I think it was the perfect segue into setting up the rest of the movies coming out, and more than anything, I think I'm just excited for the MCU again, man. I think this series reignited the passion of wanting to see the MCU all over again. And we're returning a little bit back to normal on things, so going back to the theaters and watching Marvel movies is becoming a thing again. With Black Widow, which I'm actually trying to go see this week. Hopefully in IMAX I can get that experience. But for the most part, I'm just excited, man. I am so excited for everything Loki did. I like seeing the different versions of Loki. Once again, Crocodile Loki's my favorite, especially because his his what is it called, the event, what is the Nexus event? His Nexus event was that he ate the wrong neighbor's chicken. And then when he said it, he went after the Proud Loki, which is what they call him, which was the Loki that had the hammer. I died when he said that. He was like, "That's why your Nexus event was that you ate the wrong chicken." And he just like, the crocodile just looked at him and opened his eyes wide and just jumped at him. I thought that was hilarious. That was just hilarious. And then President Loki, which is the one that kind of went down there to start that whole fight in that vault moment. President Loki was actually a storyline for the Loki comic. So it was a version of Loki that actually became president, if I'm not mistaken. So it was just hilarious to just see him get his hand bit off, or just random stuff happening left and right. So I really enjoyed the Loki series. I had the level of randomness and funniness that I needed for some of those shows. But there were some episodes that were a little bit meh, and then there were a lot of them that were much better. The last one seemed is definitely the best. The last two, actually, I would say were the best. Yeah, they were definitely the best. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the aftermath of this is. And then now, Brandon, you have no excuse. You can join us now on everything.
I can't. Well, I still have a lot of movies to see, but I'm caught up with the shows at least.
Yes. What movies are you missing, if I can ask?
I think we should just move on to the next subject.
Let me get my list of MCU movies. You're telling me now.
I don't have to look through Disney Plus and like go in order to which ones I'm missing, and then try to watch them. Because there's a lot.
Because I can forgive you for a few of them now. Go ahead, tell me off the top of your head a few. Just give me a few.
I don't remember seeing Captain America, the very first one.
Okay, I can forgive you for that.
Okay.
Winter Soldier or 1 or 2? The first one?
I think the first one. I've seen Winter Soldier. I haven't seen the first one.
Well, you watched the best one out of all of them, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, watch Captain America whenever you can. But in all honesty, I think the reason why you probably didn't watch Captain America, because that was a movie made before Disney kind of acquired Marvel. Yeah. That movie was made, if you notice, it was actually made by some other company first. It was still in line with everything that was going to happen, but it wasn't Disney until Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you're good. So I can forgive you for that one. It's a good movie, though. It's a good movie. I would recommend watching it.
Yeah.
But what's your next one?
Yeah, honestly...
Let me go ahead. I'm going to go down the list for you.
All right.
Have you watched Captain Marvel?
No.
Okay. Watch Captain Marvel when you get a chance. I can forgive you for that one. Okay. Have you watched Guardians? 1 or 2?
Half of the first one, not the second one.
Okay, those I'm not gonna forgive you for, because those are 2 of the best movies. So watch those immediately when you get a chance, please.
I'll watch it tonight.
I don't even care if you watch the other 2 first. Just watch Guardians 1 and 2. They're hilarious. You're gonna laugh. Watch them.
All right.
Let's see here. The Spider-Man movies. Have you seen all of them?
From
Homecoming and Far From Home.
Oh yeah. I've seen them.
All right, perfect. Have you watched Black Panther? Because I remember telling you. Have you watched Ant-Man or Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I've seen Ant-Man, not the Wasp yet though.
Okay, not missing out on much. I can forgive you for that one. It's good. Don't get me wrong. The end credit scene is what sets up Endgame, because it was the movie that came out before Endgame. It was the last one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so make sure you watch that till the end. So, let me see here. All of the Avenger movies, I think you watched.
Yes, I've seen all of them. Yeah.
All right. Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Yep.
All right. Maybe watch the best Thor movie. Thor 1 and 2, I can forgive you for.
I've seen Thor 1, but not 2.
Don't worry about it. Just burn that one in the back of your head.
Gotcha.
No, don't worry about it. You can watch it, but man, it's not a great movie.
No.
I don't even remember half of it. I just know that's where the red Infinity Stone comes from. So,
okay.
the Reality Stone, excuse me.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. What am I missing? Iron Man 1, 2, and 3.
I'm pretty sure I saw one but I don't remember too much of it, and I don't think I've seen 2 or 3.
Good. I can forgive you for both of those two. I just had it in the back of my head, which is Civil War. Did you watch Civil War?
Civil War, yes, I've seen that one.
Okay, you watched a lot of the very good ones. Except for Guardians, you have to watch those too.
Yeah, that's the only excuse.
You're fine. I might watch that tonight just before I go to bed. Wait 1 second, I have it. I might have forgotten a few. But anywho, we'll be talking. And I will be making sure that you watch a lot of these. So,
got you.
I hope you do, and I hope you listen to your dear old friend. And when I tell you that, out of all of those, I would say Guardians is the ones that you definitely are missing out on, because they were both really good. There wasn't like both of them were, one of them was bad, the other one was good. Like, they're both really good. Yeah. So they're both hilarious.
I may watch it at work because I got not plenty of downtime, but I just got plenty of time where I can just kind of have something playing.
Well, you're also going to laugh a lot, so I'll tell you that now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, Brandon. Well, that brings this episode to its conclusion, which is episode 9. So We're getting to episode 10. Might be a nice little surprise there. Who's kidding? Who am I kidding? What kind of surprise am I going to give you? Just all of us together? But thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Share it with a friend. Let them know that there are weird guys talking about weird, nerdy things. So we would love to have your support any way we can. And make sure that if you want to listen to us in audio format only, that you go to anchor.fm or Spotify, not Spotify.
Yeah.
Not Spotify. That's the dating app for people that like pies. But go to Spotify. Under D-Pad Connect, you can find us there, or Google Podcasts, which you can also find us under D-Pad Connect. So, guys, as always, we post up every link for both the YouTube video and the audio format on our podcasts, on our podcast distributor, on our Facebook page. So there's always a post once those go live. So this should be going live sometime tomorrow. And yeah, we are super excited. Thank you for listening to us as always. Yes. And as always, I always end with the same thing.
Yep.
What is it, Brandon?
It's got milk.
You are right. You are correct. Thank you, sir. Guys, no, you're fine. You're fine. As always, guys, remember to be well and continue to nerd on. We can't wait to see you on the next one.